First-time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Hey, Art.
Yes, hey, yes.
Yeah, I got a question for Vance.
Okay. Well, where are you, sir?
In Honolulu, Hawaii.
All right.
Hey, Vance, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing real good. I wanted to ask you, you worked at Gablingen?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and all the guys that were with you, they were all in your same section, all 05Ks?
No. Annette was my analyst. She worked the day shift.
Charlie.
Ken worked a different section, although he was an 05K trained.
Okay.
And yes, we were all 05K trained, although we worked in separate areas.
Okay, and you guys did this on your own.
Yes, we did.
In the building, at the Flare 9 or in the barracks. Is this something you guys did in the box or outside of the box?
We did most of the sessions. All the sessions were done outside the box.
Okay, and what did you use as a tasking format? I mean, like, how did you go about picking the topics of what you wanted to get information about?
Before each session, which would be a couple weeks would pass before we even did that, we would write down questions off the previous session and write down very distinct, the old practice, and it sounds like you've been there, done that, and all that fun stuff, wore the shirt. That we used our training and being analysts to write down very direct, very pointed questions, not generalizing everything as is done on a lot of circles.
Okay, and did you guys try to put any of the information you got into the system?
Yes, we did. We discussed with a couple officers. One of them who was fairly high-ranking. I don't want to give out a rank or a name. Told us that we could not put this into the system because it would cause problems, and that the system had been usurped in many areas. It would not get to the source that it would need to get to.
Caller, you obviously are familiar with what this man what Vance was doing. Does what he's saying ring true to you?
Yeah, Art, it does. When you look at the people that are in that business, sometimes they will by their wits alone give America what it needs. This sounds like an instance where they weren't able to produce a product that could get submitted, though it just wasn't in a format appropriate to the system.
Were you in a similar intelligence field in the military, or out of it, or in the NSA, or whatever?
22 years, Art.
I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you. And, I was tempted to say, Vance, through some portion of tonight's show, geez, what a bunch of crap. But I'm now leaning pretty solidly in the other direction. I don't think that back when I heard about the Gulf Breeze 6, even when I had you on the air, that I properly understood exactly what happened. And what I'm now beginning to realize is that you were using this Ouija board only as a conduit. Essentially, you were doing remote viewing or working in that realm, gathering information and attempting to pass it back to the government. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, I got it now.
All right, some night we have to do, and I'll discuss, obviously off the air, the timing, we need to do a show on consciousness and the physics. Because there are other people that I will introduce you to who are in the civilian community doing astonishing, corroborative work using this technology in ways that have nothing to do with the military or national security agenda, that are helping mankind in ways that desperately need to be accelerated.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I don't reject that. West of the Rockies, you're on the air with Richard Hoagland and Vance Davis. Hi.
Mr. Bell.
Yes.
This is Robert in San Joaquin Valley, California, sir.
Hello there.
Well, I'm becoming nervous. This show is really something. I've got a couple of important things, but before I do, when you talk to Stan Dale in Perth,
yeah.
If you haven't already heard this, I heard one report and then there wasn't any other information about the water contamination in Australia?
Yes.
Have you heard about it?
Yes.
Okay, well, Richard and Vance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Richard, I'm the fellow that talked to you and talked you into telling us what the C stood for. You remember some time ago? Anyway, it's a pleasure to talk to you. And Vance, I salute you for coming forward like this. Do you remember, gentlemen, the Japanese a couple of years ago, thereabouts, moved that plutonium around South America?
By ship across the Pacific.
Yeah, and I got photos of when they unloaded it. And now you mentioned about what's happening in North Korea and all. I just wonder about that plutonium and wondered if you recalled that. And gentlemen, I wanted to ask you one quick thing. Before you leave the show, I've got a laundry list of things that I'd like to relate to you, gentlemen. You might be interested in the information in my travels and the things I picked up on. So I'd appreciate if you could give us the listeners, especially for myself, I'd like
way
to be
to
able
contact Vance.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
do that. You're welcome. Vance, if somebody in the audience wants to contact you, do you have an email address or a mailing address or something or another?
I have all three, Art, and I am going to put myself out because I believe it's in itself is also a protection.
Yeah,
I'm going to give
go ahead.
my phone number.
What?
I'm going to give my phone number.
You sure you
they
want
can also call.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well, let's give the two first, and we'll decide by the time we leave whether I do that or not.
Well, we're
okay?
close, so go ahead and give your email address,
Okay,
number one.
my email address is hdr@az, as in Arizona,
Yeah.
link.com.
Okay.
hdr@azlink.com.
Got it. Do you want to give... an address is harder, but go ahead.
Okay, the best address to get a hold of me is directly would be P.O. Box.
Good.
250.
Right.
Placitas, New Mexico. And this is my company box. 87043-0250. Again, that's P.O. Box 250, Placitas, New Mexico. Placitas, 87043-0250.
Okay. Now, you want to give out your phone number? Go ahead.
It's in Phoenix, and they can call information. I am listed, but it's area code 602 964 0201. I only ask that people call after 8 o'clock in the morning, Phoenix time.
Well, lots of luck. I wouldn't have given out my phone number on a bet, but people who insist on doing it, I don't stop, so you're going to get a lot of calls. And
I chose to do that as a sovereign individual,
I understand.
and I have to take the responsibility of that.
Well, you're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid, one of the two.
I've been claimed to have been both.
That's that Egyptian dualism again, Vance.
Richard, we're going to end it here, so any final words for the audience?
Well, our fax number at Enterprise is 505-771-0820. In terms of the physics, Tom Bearden and Tom Van Flandern and myself are going to be in Seattle at the Seattle Center laying out a lot of the background to what I'm terming the Armageddon script, which is a lot of what we did not get into tonight.
Right.
At the Seattle Center on the 26th and 27th of September.
Okay.
There's a contact number 360-491-3714. There's a link on our website to the information through your website at artbell.com. And I guess I'd like people to keep asking questions. When you see something on CNN, when someone lobs a missile over another country, and our State Department and the Pentagon say, it's just a test. Don't settle for second best. Ask questions. The one thing that I think we can agree on tonight is that we need more and better questions. These are extremely dangerous times, but as Vance said earlier, I think we have the potential to rise above the times.
All right.
Provided we do it.
You'll get no argument from me. Gentlemen, to both of you, thank you, and good night.
Good night,
Art.
Art. Thank you very much.
Right, good night. All right, Vance Davis and Richard C. Hoagland. From the high desert, this is Coast to Coast AM.
Melrose Lincoln Mercury.